I'm going to use this. I'm going to read from a piece I've been working on in my sort of historical fiction class. And it's on or about Beethoven, and it's kind of a lyrical, fictional essay, I guess. So I'm just going to skip around in it. You were the world's most famous composer at 40. You may still be. No longer flatly pleasant, no longer unaffected in its delivery from player to listener, its transition while it complicates air. We know your name because music could now be a war, turmoil within an individual. It no longer adds up, it accumulates. It does not equal what lies on its surface. It's selfish, introverted, magnified. It gives a moment its deserved theatrics. You gave the moment a life, a narrative. You grew around the Roman ruins in Bonn, Germany. For us, this kind of lost past is you, your brief lifetime. It is thought to have been, he probably, around, approximate, unknown, dispute, it seems. Each biographer tries to find you, documents surrounding you, all the time making new conclusions, maybe just to be the first to make them. From more than 200 years ago, documents trace your boxy frame, your stern brow, your stubbornness, proposed and purported information. Others compose your life from probabilities. You've been made a character. How frustrating that we can barely touch you. We have your music and it leads us over and over again to you. Our curiosity of genius as phenomenon. How similar to your life, how you are barely touched by anyone, even by yourself. You sit on the cushioned bench, losing the rest of the room, coat open, short, thick fingers gliding, confidently striking with calculated force. Digits independent and limber, spider-like. A young woman 3 rows back grips the fabric of her dress, moisture gathering unknowingly. She breathes in and holds it as your notes grow louder and softer with the highest precision. She realizes it, releases, the flaring skirt of her gown falling back an inch or 2. She cranes her neck just a little, around the tall gentleman in front of her, to watch your hands work. She sees the broadness of your shoulders, the wildness of your black hair fizzing from your head. For a moment, she imagines her pale hands combing it, maybe washing it, tipping your head back over the basin. In her mind, she's caring for you a lifetime. When you've finished, you would never notice hers or any other woman's eyes meeting yours, unblinking. You watch the actors prance across the stage with exaggeration, trilling verses aged 200 years. You smile to yourself at that pathetic orchestra, picking up their endless mistakes. But it's the story that finds you again, the way he reaches up to her over and over, the way he looks at her, and how she returns it. A tavern, long after dusk, everyone's lips red with wine. It is dark enough to stain the liquid in the glasses black. A young woman with fair, wavy hair and an expensive gold brooch laughs lightly from her throat, not from her middle. Her eyes follow you without shyness, her bosom nearly toppling out of her dress. Other young men from the court crowd her, bring her wine. Their hands, one can see, want to wander her. Finally, she saunters to you, glass clutched in her long fingers. Her drunken voice, meant to be silky, is staggered, clumsy. Your lip curls a bit, but she doesn't notice. She whispers something in your ear, a little too loudly, something about your last performance, showing her immaturity, her utter ignorance of the art. She mentions that she plays piano, but for only 1 or 2 hours per week. Her esteem of herself, her brooch, her long hair is transparent enough for her to erase her own existence, her realness, you feel. Everything about her oozes with impurity. You worry it will spread to your body and feel queasy. She lives across the street in the dormitories with her sisters and wishes for you to come visit her sometime, maybe even tonight. She runs her fingers over the back of your hand. It surfaces. You raise the very hand to the side of her cheek, causing a sharp smacking sound, followed by her scream. You burst from the tavern and head directly back. Thanks.